Hey everybody, it is Jackie and Shag, and we are back here live. Oh my goodness, the finals, it's so close. Can you believe it?
They're all lined up. They're ready. They're ready.
We're a little bit excited about it. Okay,
Yeah.
so talk to me, what has been your favorite part of the day?
You know, I got to tell you, I thought it was really cool, like the unexpected weather conditions.
Yeah, the
I mean,
snow.
these guys are like, oh, we're racing in the desert, and then bam, blizzard.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to have to say the tiebreaker race.
That was
the three-way tie for third.
That was intense.
Yeah, Ammunition just came out of nowhere, and it was just like back and forth between her and Slap, and then she pulled it out. I'm rooting for Ammunition, okay? She's my girl. She's got fire, she's got fight. Who do you think's going to win?
She is, I mean, she grew up in a garage.
Yeah.
She's comes from a car family. I mean, I wouldn't be shocking.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite? No favorite for you?
Man, I mean,
Pressure's on.
Team South. I mean, Team South guy.
Okay,
but,
okay.
I don't know how much.
It's tough.
We'll see. I don't want to say I have a favorite.
Look
May
at
the
you.
best
He's all
driver.
diplomatic.
May the best driver
okay,
win.
Well, I'm saying Ammunition, though. She's got a lot of great competition out there. Cream has been dominating as well. So.
Well, this is a time trial, and I'm excited to see how they use the Fast Five.
Yeah.
Or the Fave Five.
Fast Fave.
Fast Five. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Right? It has a
That can create
system.
that can definitely create an advantage. So.
Yeah, and it's just been such a great day, just being able to see all the different types of courses, all the different cars.
Yeah.
It's been absolutely
the mods,
wild.
like what these guys created, what they built. It's pretty awesome.
We're having a lot of fun.
Yes.
You know who else is having a lot of fun? Alex and Renee.
Yes, they are.
Right, boys? We're having a great day. Hi.
I never had such a lovely toss to me. That was great. I'm not all red yet just because of the makeup. It covers everything. So it's all good. Nothing happened. No one can see it. All good. And we will probably not name the mode for this time trial because I saw them struggling with it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go that way.
I am
It's
so
just time
excited.
trial.
What an amazing day this has been, and it all comes down to these 8 drivers. We can only have one king or queen of the road trip, and it's, as you mentioned, time trial based. So anything can happen, and the results are going to kind of be a little bit hidden until the final moment. We're going to make a little show out of that, but it is anyone's race. And Shag was talking about the South. There's only one representative from the South here in this, and that's the dude in blue who they just talked to on the couch. So he's like, oh, I don't really pick anyone, but he picked the South, therefore he picked the dude in blue. So that's his pick. Jackie picked Ammunition.
Yeah. And who do you pick?
I think it's got to be the Slap Train, like just based on who's
Train?
done so
Okay.
well coming in. That would be my first, and then Typical Gamer, and then Cream. I guess would be my top 3.
No. That dude in blue will just win it.
Okay, really?
Calling it right now.
Okay.
That dude in blue will
I mean,
win.
he's got-
South will win. Because
got
I have
cars.
chosen the South. You said you're from the same team, but then
Yeah.
you go for Slap Train
Yeah.
Midwest.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the South. I am from the South. But again, based on just how well the Slap Train has been looking coming into this, I was very surprised that he didn't make it through.
he was so quick in practice.
Oh, yeah, so quick.
He has some
Ridiculous
of the best
time.
leaderboard
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's prone to do mistakes.
Yeah.
While that dude in blue looked a bit more settled in terms of his racing and all that.
Yeah.
But for now, it's a different mode. It's time trial, so they're not racing each other. We will have 4 players going at
4
the
at a
same time.
Yep.
But we won't see the end time. So these 4 will probably start, I guess.
Yep.
It's Ammunition,
Yep.
that dude in blue. Next to it, that is
Typical Gamers
Typical
there.
Gamer, yeah.
And that's Cream.
And
I
Cream,
believe.
yeah.
Yep. So, wow, this is a pretty... I mean, both these races are going to be pretty stacked. And there's the interesting element of, as we see, this is East, West, and South. So, 3... This also means that 3 of our Midwest competitors will be in the next race, all racing together, more or less. But once again, this is time trial based, so there's not necessarily going to be a grid start, right? Which is pretty important to consider. All that traffic in the beginning that these guys have been talking about, how tough that can be. I'm not sure how heavy of an element that's going to be, but I guess we are going to find out as we get ready to go here with the finals. Time trial competition, winner take all. And I kind of just want to watch this unfold.
Okay, we're getting into the race. It's one of those LiveStream series episodes in the game, which also means they will probably race nearly everything. Cream is on the bike because that's what he has chosen for one of the previous rounds. So they go back to the cars that they have built up in the previous rounds, and then also go on boat, going on plane to race. Here we see that everyone is on their own. Everyone's just doing time trial. It seems like that dude in blue is struggling a bit already. Ammunition, she brings in the Porsche, beautiful GT3 RS. We saw a Ferrari with David. We saw the bike with Cream. I'm just wondering.
Some dinosaurs.
Yeah, what is typical gamer bringing in?
Not a bike. I think we got a standard. There's Cream again. We're basically going to go through all 4 of these competitors as they ride along here, going through Dinosaur Land. We see all those dinosaurs in the distance, and for now.
Oh, typical gamer was on the Ferrari. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, there.
Yeah, I did a mistake there.
Yep.
Okay, so he's on the Ferrari. Cream is on,
wow.
is on the bike. Yeah, a bit of bumping and racing is rubbing his racing, you know.
Yeah.
So he's doing that to the AI, so no one can really complain. That dude in blue still struggling with AI right behind him.
Yeah.
But it was the same for everyone else. So how do we figure out like who's quick?
So here's what you like. The progression percentage, I think, is going to be the best indicator of who's doing the best. We see 28, 29% there from Anne. And I believe that number is going to be different based on how far along these guys are in their time trial. They all started pretty much at the exact same time. But that's probably the best indicator. The top left there, we see back to 30% here from Cream. Relating to that progression to the time underneath, that's probably the best judge we're going to have as we see them coasted in, turning from a motorcycle into a boat. Welcome to the Crew 2. Where that is possible. The first time I saw that happen, I was kind of blown away. And now we have the boating section of this race. You still have those checkpoints to get through here, going from that, that nice drive through the countryside and the dinosaurs to the trek on the river, where you have to nail all of these checkpoints as we are approaching the halfway mark for our first 4 drivers here.
Yeah, nearly halfway through on the first 4 players in the time trial. Like we said before, we won't see the result until everyone is done. So the only thing we can do now is kind of, think about it and try to see landmarks.
The top left, I think.
And try to figure out, but we don't see that at the same time. That's the problem here. Like that dude in blue, he's now on 50%, but we don't see the others. That was the live jump. So if we now jump on someone else and he's going over the live jump, we know they're behind it. But Cream is in front of it already.
Yep, he's in front. And typical gamer kind of side by side with Cream here, actually. I think they're very close in time. I think Cream might be slightly ahead. Ammunition
is at like 59%.
Is she way out in front?
Maybe she started a bit earlier.
Second. Okay, she might have started.
We have to keep in mind they're doing manual starts.
Yep, that's true.
So maybe not all
a little
of them
bit of a difference
exactly
there
at the same time. Yeah.
But 62-314, 63-316, kind of capable of that. 60-317. So I think Anne's actually a little bit ahead here.
Yeah, that dude in the blue struggling with AI. So while typical gamer, he is leading, I think Anne is leading as well. So it seems like my favorite's currently not doing that well on this final race. And that's the one that counts, man. David, come on.
That's it. You gotta step it up. Dude in blue having trouble with the AI. And I'm actually hearing his comms a little bit, which is pretty funny. He's kind of. And actually, if we look at the mini map on the right, you can kind of see the dots there. I think those are our 4 drivers in real time, more or less. If you're able to see that there, we can see.
No, the dots are AI.
Could be.
Yeah, they are AI.
Okay. Fair enough. There is a feature, though, in the Crew 2 where you are able to see people that you're partied up with, so I wasn't sure if that was happening there. But we're going back onto the road, switching back into cars here.
And rally cars is now, so if that Doom Blue brings that Skyline R34 in the rally spec. That is the starting buggy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, like, when I was racing it was fairly slow.
It was
but that
slow
could
for
be
me,
due
too.
to my skill.
Yeah, true. And, well, at the very least, you don't want to go in the water as much here because I think it's just a slower car in general. And then once you get in the water, you're really slowing yourself down. And we see Ammunition doing a pretty nice job staying on the road. We got a Mercedes. This is the Mercedes class we saw from earlier. Cream, no, what are you doing?
Yeah, Cream wants to cut through the trees there. Totally missed it. Not missed it. He not missed the tree.
Yeah, I hit the tree square on. Yeah. Missed the shortcut.
Head first into that tree, basically like he's trying to sliding onto third base. Did not really work. There's that dude in blue. He tries now to finally get onto position 1, but
Neil
he's
in trouble.
Yeah, Neil's blocking him.
Oh, he turned right. He missed the turn.
Oh no. Wait, is he going around? Yeah, he doesn't want to go through the water.
Okay.
I hope that he not totally missed it.
We're going to find out. But 94% progression. We're getting in the upper 90s here, so these guys are very close to finishing. Keep an eye on that time in the top left. And again, we're not going to really have final results until the end of the second group of drivers here, but we can try to do our best here to guess as best as we can. Typical gamer around 5:15 there with the finish. 516. Ammunition, what, pretty far back there, 533 or so. So
Wait, 516 was the quickest. So
That's
that dude in blue
pretty
is really slow.
yeah, he's pretty far back there. So I think Typical Gamer doing the best, and then Cream, I think he was doing great, but he had that crash square into the tree at the very end there, and that's so tough to see. So
I think there's a wall coming up for that dude in blue.
Oh,
Yeah. I was so sure about that. Wait,
Well-
that's a junction. There must be a wall in
Yep.
the US.
Yep.
So that didn't already work out for him.
So he's going to finish there slowly but surely. Oh, man. Poor guy. 605. So I think based on our results there, I think Typical Gamer did the best. And this is just guessing. This is just speculation on our part.
516, right?
I feel like Typical Gamer, and let's remember that, I guess. Remember that number for the next one. But Typical Gamer, I think, doing a little better than Cream. Cream was having a great race. He was doing a great job, but he had a crash kind of near the end, and we saw it straight on our screen, straight into a tree. Trying to make a shortcut happen, but met a tree instead. So I think that hurt him quite a bit. I think he was running great until that point. So in my mind, I feel like the Typical Gamer with probably the best run that we're going to see there on that track. And now it's up to these four, and we're going to jump straight into it. It's up to these four, the next grouping in the finals, to go after that time from Typical Gamer, which we had unofficially around 5:16.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye out for that.
I have to say, normally I would straight go for, Slap Train is the quickest among those four.
Yeah.
But I saw Legendary Leia being really, really good on the dirt bikes, which is a bit more of a chaotic drive.
Yep.
This seemed to be kind of chaotic with all the switches.
Yes.
So,
Could be good.
yeah, I could lean to her being the quickest among those four. If that's really quickest compared to Typical Gamer, in case he is really the quickest.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. But that dude in blue, he was definitely struggling, not fast at all. Ammunition, she was really, really quick on a round as well. But I think Typical Gamer found another shortcut that he could use where he made up all that time.
Right. I mean, and that's what it comes down to. First, can you find those shortcuts that can make you up that amazing time, or can you avoid those crashes? Because I think we saw some pretty clear obstructions encountered by our drivers from that first round. So just got to avoid that danger. Get out of the busyness of the AI, but here we go. We have the final race here. This is the final race of our event. Who is going to be our king of the road trip as we take a listen?
And we're in the last time we see those guys racing here for the trophy of King of the Road. Great start here, bringing the Lamborghini of Speedy W03 right onto the first place. I think that was fairly quick around the AI, which is kind of important.
That's a big deal. Get out of the traffic. Get out of the way of the AI. Just leave them in your dust as soon as possible. We saw that dude in blue having a lot of trouble with that and having to fight the AI throughout the entire race. So Speedy, he's going to be very happy with how he started this race. Looking at the strap train, this is the guy. This is the guy I'm looking out for. He had amazing tactics before the event started. He looked like the most poised, the most prepared, the most practiced coming into this event. But now it comes down to this. Can he get the time he's looking for? We saw him go a little bit off the road there, actually. So hopefully he stayed out of trouble. But here's Legendary Leah still dealing with a little bit of the traffic in the back. So trying to make up some time at this point. We saw her do the best in the motorbike race, and we'll see if she can translate that into this final. But we have 3 representatives from the Midwest. Legendary Leah, Jack Ultramotive, you see on your screen right now, and the Slap Train. And we have 1 representative from the East, which is Speedy W, to find out who can get the fastest time and become king or queen of the road trip.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Slap Train either he created a shortcut I wasn't aware of, or he missed the roadway he wanted to head on. Currently 20%, 1.7.
Yep.
We can kind of try to use that.
Yeah. We can.
To see where they are right now. So Legendary Leia is in 25%, 1 minute 30. So she seems to be quicker.
Yeah,
Slap Train.
I think she's holding her own here, but she wasn't the AI a little bit earlier.
No, against the train. Lamborghini against the tree. That's a very
don't want that.
costly thing. I can tell you, I once crashed a car up to 200K.
What?
Like base price, yeah.
In real life?
In real life. I can tell you that hurts a lot. If you do so, that hurts a lot. So I can understand when they were on the track with a Porsche that they don't want to crash it. Happened to me while we were filming for an episode after a drift. Emergency braking system kicked in off the car and I smashed it into.
Well, I'm so happy you're all right and that you're here with us today. But time to look out for here. Our typical gamers on 516. So halfway, which is 50%, 238. That's the time to look out for. So if we see what happens at 50%, if there can be ahead of 238, I believe that they're on track to take home the title. So we'll keep an eye on that. Jack Ultramoto seems to be having a pretty incredible run here, passing through halfway, just about 230. We're about to get a shot of that. But the slap train as well. He's well in contention here. You know, he's having a fast race as well, approaching 50%, well ahead of that 238 mark that they're looking for to stay ahead of that pace that we saw from Typical Gamer in the first race. But again, we'll keep an eye on that. Looks like Legendary Leah a little bit slower here. A lot of that, she crashed straight into a tree a little bit earlier. We saw that happen, but still maybe room for her to bring it back. So we'll see how these guys can close this out as they are all over halfway through this race.
Kind of interesting to see that Leia actually tried to avoid the jump there. Went for it, tried to be quicker, but Speedy, he is struggling here in the narrow section of the water race. I didn't look that well. Jack actually looks most planted for me on most part of the water track. He looks relaxed, doing a good job. Speedy now behind the AI yet. Travis is coming around as well. Wants to have a shot, wants to be part of our broadcast. So it seems Speedy lost a bit of time, and Slap Train and Jack and Legendary Leia, they're more or less now fighting for the time.
And now we're going to be approaching the last third of this race, which is back onto land. And we saw a lot of different paths being taken in the first race. We saw trees become an issue, obstacles, but we also saw some decent shortcuts being utilized by our drivers in that first grouping of finalists that we saw. So
look at Speedy. He just pushed the AI onto the ground like, hey man, you might ride a boat, but I can put you on land whenever I want.
Yeah. This has got to be down to the Slap Train and Jack Ultra. I believe they're having the fastest times at this moment, but all results that we're saying are completely unofficial. So we are on the edge of our seats just as much as you guys are at home to see how fast these guys are really going compared to the other drivers. But now, as I mentioned, they're entering that third part of the race. There's a little bit of land, a little bit of water. You got to play this right, and you got to be tactical and smart and kind of know your lines. And this is tricky. This might be the first time that these guys are encountering this terrain, so they have to really be careful to choose those lines and not crash into anything.
Oh,
Jack
Jack
Ultra.
wide there. He avoided all the objects there. That was a good job. But still, he's just second. AI was a bit quicker. It's once again Neil, our favorite AI driver, that does a good job in this race. Jack back on first. 85%, 4 minutes 40.
Yeah, and unofficially, the time to beat, 5:16. So we'll have to see if any of these guys can beat that pace. The Slap Train, this looks like a really good pace from him. 90%, around 440 he's going to be at. So not too far away at all from that finish line. Got to be careful, though. He's trying to cut through the water here. You don't want to put yourself in danger, but taking a good line there, understanding that part of the track. And he's getting very close to finishing. It might be up to Slap Train. He's having a great race, it seems. Might be the first one to finish here, approaching 95%. Remember, 5:16 around there was the time to beat. Legendary Leah already approaching that 5:16 mark at 92%, which kind of tells the story of just how fast the Slap Train is going. 5:04, 5:05, trying to find that finish line.
Oh, he needs to be aware of that wall.
And a tree or two, but he's like, okay, whatever, and it's going to be close. He's around 5:12, 5:13 for the Slap Train, so that might be enough for him. And Jack Ultramotive, not a bad time at all, around 5:30. Speedy also finishing up around 5:30 as well. So I think it's going to be pretty close. I don't know what's going to happen here. A part of me thinks that the Slap Train got it, Typical Gamer in second, but all results, everything we've seen is unofficial, and it's just us speculating. So now I eagerly await what our final results are going to be.
Yeah, Legendary Leia and Speedy, they dropped off pace basically in the later part of the race. They've been very quick early on. Slap Train had that small mistake in between, but it seems like rest of it was just spot on.
Yeah, and I think Jack Ultra, he was having a great race too, it felt like. But I think he might have run into an obstacle or something, because certainly a little bit slower towards the end. But I thought he had a great start, a great mid part of the race too. So I wonder if he got into some trouble as we transitioned from the water back onto the land. Again, a very tricky part of the track. But now is the time of a little bit of tension, a little bit of apprehension as our administrators kind of put all these times together and as we await our final results. But great to see all the dynamics of that track kind of switching between vehicles. That's what happens in the Crew 2. You're able to get into the game and explore the open world. And if you're not in a dedicated race, you have that flexibility. Well, some races have it, but you do have the flexibility in the open world to just switch to whatever vehicle you feel like going with. You can go from a car to a boat to a plane, and you can go anywhere on the map that you want. So really cool seeing those transitions happen actually in the race itself. Seeing those guys go from road to boat to road. And now we await our final results.
We're not going back from plane to road No, we don't do any of that because I have to remind you about one simple fact for us at least, which means if that was the last race,
Yep.
it's the last time coming back to us.
I know. This is so much fun, though. It's a lot of fun.
Sad face.
It's cool hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool hanging out, seeing
Cool
some
hanging
cars
out.
racing, some planes, some motorboats, all of that stuff. No, I'm really happy about the racing action we saw because it was close. There were no clear favorites in
Yeah.
all the races. Instead, we had different winners each time. I know we saw Typical Gamer winning both of his first rounds.
Yeah.
Same for Cream. But after that, it was basically spread amongst everyone.
It's great. You know, Legendary Leah, I think she got last in the first 2 races she did.
Yeah.
But then, boom, she's able to come out and qualify for the finals just by having a good race on the dirt bikes. That was really cool to see. And then Ammunition making it through in the tiebreakers, knocking Slap Train down. Slap Train a favorite coming in, not even in the finals automatically, but by all intents and purposes, from my point of view, it looked like he had a great time there in that last track, and I love the different regional representation that we saw in the finals. Every single region was represented. I believe the Midwest was the most strongly represented there in the finals, so really cool to see just diversity all across the board.
It would just be a great comeback story if Slap Train would now actually win.
It would
be. He did not made it to the final immediately, and I was a bit surprised because he was one of my favorites, and then he was struggling.
Yeah.
He was struggling in the tiebreaker, which led him to the elimination.
And we didn't see his first 2 rounds, and we like the scoreboard came up, and we're like, wait a second, why is he down in 5th or 6th?
He won one probably, but he didn't win the other race because he scored 7 points.
And I want to say Jack Ultramotive, like I think he rose up in a big way. Not a lot of people maybe considering him up to par with Slap Train, but I think that's probably what happened. Jack Ultra was able to win 1 or 2 of those first 2 rounds, which started that storyline, and then there they were, just racing against each other again in the finals. So I love all the storylines from every direction, and I'm pretty sure everyone's having fun here. All the content creators who came out and from the respective regions to not only participate in the event, but we saw how fun they had with the Porsche experience there, seeing the reactions. That was great as well. So what a fun opportunity for all these guys, and I'm sure no matter who wins, everyone's gonna have walked away from here having a great time enjoying this game.
I hope so. But next time we want to be on the Porsche Experience.
I know, we gotta, Porsche Experience. And then we gotta get some controllers up here so we can.
I want to name one thing because I saw that in the chat. People were like, oh, the Harley Davidson is great. It's a great price, but I need to pay taxes on it. But that's not true.
That's a good point.
Because 1 year, like the first year, they pay the taxes for you if you win it. It was 1 year, right?
It's something like that. I know it's not as extreme as some people might think.
Yeah. So don't worry about that if you win it.
Yeah.
It's not like you go
Don't say
bankrupt
no.
immediately.
I don't really want it. I don't really want it. No, and that's still eligible right now. Again, you can jump into the Crew 2. All you have to do is reach Fame Level 2, and you're in it for a chance to win that Harley Davidson.
If you're from the US.
If you're from the US, and you have to be 18 years or older. Tell your dad.
Tell
your dad or your mom to play. Yeah.
I'm the only one amongst the talent and the oh no wait, there's this guy from Ireland.
Yeah, there you go.
Daihi.
Yeah.
He's from Ireland, so I'm not the only European.
There you go.
In this show, which is great.
And you chose the correct allegiance, supporting
the South.
The South.
But the South probably not winning. I mean, that dude in blue, this time, I think there won't be enough.
Great, unfortunately.
No. That will not work. I really think it's Slap Train or it's Typical Gamer.
Yes. I agree.
What happens if it's someone that we didn't have on the list at all because we didn't saw him crossing the line?
That's just how it works sometimes. That's the fun of it all too. And we are certainly full of a little bit of tension here, a little bit of apprehension as they're still crunching the numbers to find out who won. This could be a situation where it's a photo finish at the end, where these guys are within tenths of a second.
Back to tie-breaker back.
I know. It's like they finished at the exact same time, so we have to do more tiebreakers. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, like a final with a tiebreaker. That's amazing.
What they should do is they have the ability, like you can literally in the game, in the Crew 2, you can go to Maine, or you can go to the East Coast. You can choose your vehicle and you can just make a road trip all the way to the West Coast. You can do that in the game. Maybe that should be the next race that happens. You have to start. Start.
Wait. The map is huge.
Yeah.
We would sit a long time here.
Hour and a half race, man. Hour and a half race. It'd be great. You start pretty deep into the ocean, and it actually in the Crew 2, the further you go out in the ocean, the waves actually get bigger, as they would, and it's actually terrifying. Taking a boat, going out there, and there's actually whales. I heard. So I think that's a challenge for you guys. If you can get a picture of a whale, I want to know. I want to know what that looks like in the game. So. I wonder if anyone's looking out for that. But also, I would love to see that start from one end of the United States and race all the way to the other. It takes an hour and a half. That'll be fine. We'll have plenty of pizza and brownies to keep us company.
I mean, one thing I have to say, Ammunition, she still has a chance to win here because she had a pretty quick time compared to Legendary Leia. And with, like, spent 15 years now in gaming and doing stuff like shows and esports and all that, and never had a single event where female player won. So I would be super happy with her winning right now. That would be one of the things. And I heard from Race Control now, it is Race Control now, that we got those results, which means we'll probably give it over.
Yeah.
Because we're not the ones doing the results.
No,
we actually say, oh, we are.
Oh, we are.
That
Okay.
is
I thought we were handing it off.
Awesome. That is even
Drum
better.
roll,
So how will we do it?
please.
Wait, yeah.
Drum roll, please. The
they did
slap
already.
train.
Slap train.
12-16, followed by Typical Gamer, 5-16-92, within 4 seconds of each other. That's close. But Ammunition finishing strong, getting a podium spot in 3rd place, followed by Speedy W, Jack Ultramotive, Legendary Leah Cream, and that dude in blue.
He's actually the slowest.
Yeah,
All right.
that's all right.
I'm a bit surprised.
But
it is the
train,
slap train.
our winner. Very well played. Very well done.
Wow. Okay. I mean, yeah, he was super quick. Typical Gamer, he will be not
wants that-
disappointed. Yeah, he was so close. He
Yeah.
could have done it, which is kind of sad for him. But it's great to see that even with a time trial going from cars to boat to rally, it's still that close.
It really tests every ounce of your energy, but I think that's done for us. So thanks to everyone, and thank you. This was a ton of fun, and until next time.
We're giving it over to Shaq on the stage.
Slap, congratulations. Thank you. This is yours, sir. The king of the road trip. But hey, I just heard something. It's your birthday too?
Aw,
Are you
awesome.
serious?
I know. It's quite the birthday gift.
So what are you going to do with it?
I actually get to take this home?
Absolutely.
Well, that would be
Okay.
good, yeah.
I'm going to drink a cold beer out of this. I'm going to tell you
There we go.
I hope you drink more than one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
of course.
love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
What do you want to tell the gamers at home about the game?
Well, it comes out next week, if I'm not mistaken, Friday, no? I'm excited for it. I'm waiting for the release. Lots of customization. The map is huge. Game's fun. Simple as that. It's a fun game.
Okay,
Definitely.
And that's all that
awesome
matters.
answer. Yeah, totally. Fun's always a good thing. And we want to thank everyone at home for watching, all of our lovely competitors, and also a thank you to our sponsors, Papa John's, Motor Trend, and Harley Davidson. Julian, what do you want to tell people at home?
Okay, so the game is out on June 29. You can have early access with the Gold Edition playing at June 26. And you can play the game now, open beta, it's for free on all platforms. And last but not least, you have the contest, the Harley Davidson contest. Go on the official website for all the details.
That's one sick motorcycle, if I do say so myself. All right, thank you everybody for watching.
Thanks, guys.
See
Congrats,
you later.
Slap. Happy birthday.